What's going on? We're back with another episode of You So Chill. And look, this is Bill Burr, y'all. You know why this is Bill Burr? Because he's freaking comedy. He's back. I think it was a different part of the Kona interview because I just did one last video or whatever. But this is him talking about airline boarding process. Now, if you've listened to the Bill Burr podcast, Monday Morning Podcast, you know that Bill has stuff that he likes to express his, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't call it complaining, but it is complaining, you know. But this is one of the things he complains about is people on the airplanes, because, you know, he flies a lot. He does a lot of traveling because he, you know what I'm saying, he's on the road a lot doing comedy. But let's see what he's got to say.
You know, in the last segment, there's a lot you get worked up about, you know, and you've always been that way. I've known you a long time. You get worked up about stuff, you get happy.
When he was 4, he was like, things were better when I was 3. World shit now. The heydays of my 2s.
Guilty as charged. Yeah, so here's the thing. Are you, now that you're playing Madison Square Garden, you got all these fans, you're extremely successful comedian, are you able to enjoy your success now? Are you able to just have some fun with the fact that you're a success?
Yes, I enjoy it, but I still, you know, the bane of my existence is I let little things bother me. Downloading new operating systems will just, you know, I bring a lot of tension into the house, according to my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed, we're always working on me, you know? Like, my wife is evidently some completed work, like under museum glass, and I'm like that building that has scaffolding around it for like 7 years. No, she's a saint like for putting up with me. I know, but like my latest thing that's driving me nuts is I spent 20 years in the back of the plane getting treated like an animal. And I finally worked my way up to the front of the plane, Group 1, which means you get to board like it's your plane, right?
You get to board.
Yes. You sit in a chair that's the size for a human being. There's a place for your bag.
Yep.
Right? You get a little hot towel and all that. And then the second I get that, all of a sudden now, there's like these 20 groups that are like pre-boarding now. Like half the plane qualifies, and they're getting on, and I just sit there just like losing my shit. You know? It starts off like it's just like anybody in uniform, anybody in military. So it's like, all right. But after like the 20th guy, you just start being like, have you seen action? Are you on the front lines at least? Right? Then it's anybody with kids, anybody with disabilities, and then just anybody with a red shirt. Hey, it's Tony Tuesday. Anybody named Anthony can get on. Dude, I sat one time. I saw this guy get on the plane. Okay, he wasn't in uniform. He didn't have kids. He had all his limbs. He wasn't limping. He didn't have a cough. He just walked on the plane. It's like, who the is that guy? How did I get on before that guy? So, no, I always hated the anxiety of being in the back of the plane. I just remember, like, the worst is whenever you would get your seat and you'd sit there and they're about ready to close the door and you'd have that empty seat next to you. Like the poor man's first class. You're like, oh, shit, I'll bring the armrest up. I can actually be great. And then all of a sudden, some fat bastard gets on the plane and you're like, no. You're like Quint at the end of Jaws, like sliding down the bar.
I've never seen Jaws.
I swear to God, this is all true. This dude got on. He was so fat. He was sitting next to me. I was literally next to him and behind him. He like tried to make himself smaller, and he like folded his arm, and his lat came out like a, you know, those old Western saloon things. I'm just sitting behind this thing. So yeah, that motivates you to try to get to a certain
all these
place
years,
in life.
20 years, you work your way up to the front, and now still they won't let you.
Yeah, now that fat guy's considered disabled because he can't stop eating cookies. So he gets on. Look at me groaning.
Man, let me tell this story real quick. I know I don't like to pause, but okay, so I was going on vacation, right? And I was taking a long flight. And I had some connecting flights or whatever, and I was flying out of Japan. So I get in the seat. I'm in the seat, and sitting beside me is this young Asian girl. She was probably about like 12, 13 years old, right? So I'm like, okay, you know, I done traveled a little bit, so I got a little bit of experience with the, you know what I'm saying, the accommodations of the seating and the arrangements and the screen. You know what I'm saying? So nobody, it was us two on the side. I don't think it was a 3-seater. I think it was just us two because there was nobody else. But I was on the window. She was in the aisle, right? Okay. I'm pretty sure her parents and family was like behind us and like across. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she was at that age where she's like, Mom and Dad, I want my own seat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But she want to still, you know what I'm saying? She still got to be close. So I'm sitting there, you know what I'm saying? I done got accustomed to myself. You know, I'm used to flying now. So I'm getting all my gadgets. I'm getting the screen and everything. And I didn't notice that the screens had like a cover over it, like a shade, so the other person can't see or whatever. Like it's like a privacy screen. So I'm doing my thing, and I happen to keep looking over, and she's like, it looks like she's pressing buttons, but she doesn't know what she's doing. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna help this little girl out. So I pressed the on button, and I looked at her. I was like, oh, there you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go. And she just looks at me like, and then she looks at her mom and dad, and she starts speaking like another language, and I'm like, yeah, I helped you out. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it was terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't say nothing. She ain't look at me the rest of the flight. I thought I helped the girl out. Then I felt bad. I'm like, dang, I didn't know I turned your thing off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It was terrible. Whatever. You know, I got there safely. That's all that matters.
80% of the world is starving to death. That guy. Eat a salad and get on the treadmill like the rest of us.
Yeah,
now that fat guy's considered disabled because he can't stop eating cookies. So he gets on. Look at me groaning. 90% of the world is starving to death. That guy. Eat a salad and get on the treadmill like the rest of us. We're all working out. What is the problem?
Well, okay, what could you do? Could you do anything then? Could you get on the plane? Is there anything you could do that would get
I imagine there's something that I could be doing. There's always something that I could be doing. That's what I've learned being married. You know, well, you should have done it this way. I'm sorry, like that literally.
So I'm your wife right now.
That was just playing in the loop. What am I doing now? You know,
right.
This is the thing. You know what kills me? It's just like if I could just fix my temper, my wife, she'd have nothing on me.
Yeah.
She'd have nothing on me. I work my ass off. I make a great living. I like doing the dishes. I'm a great dad. All she has on me is just, it's just, I don't know, like my overall vibe. That's it.
Wait a minute. All she has on you
is my vibe.
It's your overall personality and vibe.
Yeah, but what kills me, I was this guy
when she... The essence of who you are is the only thing.
Yeah, but I was this guy when she met me.
Yeah.
She's acting like I changed.
Yeah.
I was always flipping out.
Were you flipping out the day, like when you met? Did you flip out? Did you really that early?
Yeah, I remember. She told me to go see that movie Monster. Remember that movie with Charlize Theron?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody was saying how, oh my God, it was unbelievable. Like they literally blamed guys that she was a serial killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you saw the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, it wasn't like, somebody shoved a tuna fish sandwich up my ass and I confused people with food. So they didn't make like a big excuse for him. You know? What? She was a psycho killing people and she should have died. But I'm like watching it feeling guilt. Do they ever take responsibility for their actions? Even when they're murdering people, it's somehow our fault. It's unreal.
If Bill was president, we need to get Bill running for
president. Why would having a tuna fish sandwich shoved up your butt make you want to eat people?
Because another man did it. Right? So it's another person. So you equated, I don't know, sex with food? I forget how the idea went. But all I know is she laughed. When I said it, she was dying laughing and kind of saw my point. And I always hate when she says to me, she'll just be like, you know, I just don't see where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? It's just like, honey, how many childhood stories do I have to tell you before you follow the breadcrumbs to the psycho that you married? I mean, did you ever take a psychology class like you didn't see this coming?
Right.
That's what it is. It's not that she says that I'm a jerk. It's just the nerve to be surprised.
All right, I wish we had more time. Good God.
All right.
I feel like do I help you at all by getting this stuff out?
Cathartic.
It's cathartic, right?
Cathartic, because I'm going to go home. She's not going to watch this. She's over me.
I love it when a guest says, "No one, she's not going to watch
No,
this."
she's not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see Bill on his latest nationwide tour, 50, and he's starting to mellow, I swear to God.
I am. I'm getting the twinkle in my eye back.
At the TD Garden in Boston on October 5th, and Madison Square Garden, wow, on Wednesday, November 7th. That's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. For more cities and dates,
Thank you.
go to BillBurr.com. Bill Burr, we'll be right back with Gina Hall for supporting Bill.
That's the end of the video, y'all. But I would, if Bill Burr ran for president, I would vote for Bill Burr. But at the same time, I don't think he would, just because if you listen to all the stuff he talks about on the Monday Morning Podcast, you would know that he either wouldn't do it or would not. It would not be healthy for him. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man. I'm out.